ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Brand Momentum Morning Show. Good morning, beautiful Amber. Thank you for joining as per usual. Good morning, beautiful Deb. Thank you for being in the studio as always. I love it. I love you guys so much for always showing up and taking a stand for your own momentum, for your own brand, for your own success in the world. So we continue to read from Think and Grow Rich for Women. We are in the chapter on decision, and we're going to be talking about the Sisterhood Mastermind. So do me a favor, go ahead, share this video, tag some of your girlfriends, anybody that you know that would really, really benefit from this message. Good morning, beautiful Marian. Thanks for joining. Let's share the wealth. Let's share the wealth of knowledge. Let's share the wealth as well, but let's also share the wealth of this information, because there's so many people that are just looking for a place to land, looking for some guidance, looking for some support. And that is what this show is all about. Good morning, beautiful seagull. Oh, I love it. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, Bonita. Thanks for joining me, love. There's so many people that need guidance and support, just a place to land. And this is what this show is. Our mission is inspire into action. So whether it's for your business, whether it's for your personal life, it doesn't matter. We just need to get into the getting of the getting, because this is Women's History Month. Yesterday, we celebrated International Day Women, and we had so much fun doing that. How many of you saw the show yesterday where we had Diana Moret on, the Numbers Whisperer? So fun. Did you guys love the this or that? I totally made that up for her, but I think I'm going to keep that as part of the show whenever I have a guest on. And speaking of guests, if you would like to be on the show, all you have to do is fill out the information in the form. I think I sent that to everybody in the email, I don't know, a few months ago. So if you're not on my email, just drop your email and I'll get you on the list. Good morning, beautiful Arvis. Arvis, how can we get your name back? Can you exit and look at the video where it says, I'm going live using StreamYard, to click the link to give StreamYard permission. So do that. Good morning, Brenda, all the way from the ATL. Love you, lady. Hello, Juliet, beautiful lady. Thank you for joining. Hello, Renee, all the way from Austria. How are you, beautiful? I love it. And of course, as Brenda always does, we don't need to tell her nothing. Shared and shared and shared. Love it. Okay, so let's read. So we started a little bit in the decision chapter, and I'm just going to remind you of what the quote was from yesterday. The mastery of procrastination. When you make the right decision, it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks. Caroline Kennedy. So sometimes we get caught up in who's going to say what, who's going to do what, what's going to happen. Good morning, beautiful Brenda. How are you, gorgeous? Oh, thank you so much, Deb. I received that. Oh, wow. Look at Deb. Awesome. So we get caught up in what we think people are going to think about us. And, you know, my favorite hashtag, I mean, I have so many. Hashtag be unbothered. Somebody hashtag be unbothered. I need that to be riveted into your soul. I need that to land so deeply for you, because unless they have a check for you, hear me, unless somebody has a check for you, they can't tell you how to run your life, your business, right? I mean, listen, even especially if they did have a check, they still don't get to tell you, because guess what? It's your life. It's your body. You get to choose. Glory to God for free will and free choice in this country. But hear what I'm saying to you. We let, the people who sit out on the sidelines have such rule over our own kingdom. So I'm going to read from some of the quotes in the Sisterhood Mastermind. Some of these names you will for sure recognize, but I just want you to hear from different women, their take on decision making. So it says, wisdom from women of success and significance on decision and mastering procrastination. So this is from Virginia Ginny Rometty, former chairman and CEO of IBM. Actions speak louder than words is one thing I think I always took from my mom. And to this day, I think about that in everything I do. The second thing, I think about, she did some things that were unbelievable. So nothing is insurmountable after that. You come to believe nothing is insurmountable. And I think the third thing she taught us was you define yourself. Don't let others define you. You define yourself. You define yourself. Good morning, beautiful Melody. How are you, gorgeous? Thanks for joining. You decide, you design, you get to say who, you get to say when. That's the beauty of having choice, right? And so we have this beautiful gift, this amazing space of decision making, and then we defer to other people because why? Because what? We don't want people to be mad. We don't want people to think we're mean girls. We don't want to hurt people's feelings. There's a myriad of reasons. Hear me say to you today, moving forward, we have to decide. Yes, you, not Mary, not Sue, for sure not Good Time Tina, right? You define yourself. Because at the end of the day, so let me read on from this quote from Solange Knowles, who is Beyonce's sister. She says, any decision I make is based on myself, and the only person I have to give an explanation to is God. How freeing is that? How freeing is that? You know what I want to encourage everybody to do? Just to give it a try. Just try it. When I was in Port St. Lucie, right? So I would get invitations to come here, do this, do that. And I was like, you know what? I'm a paid businesswoman. I'm not a socialite. We're not just out here hanging in these streets, right? I'm not just trying to come to anybody's event just to be the hype girl and hype it up and ooh, fate's in the house. It took me a long time to get to that point where no was an acceptable answer coming from me. Oprah Winfrey, inspiration for the show, is known for saying, those who have a need to please end up with heart disease. Hear me. She tells the story of, I forget which year this was, but Stevie Wonder reached out to her. There was some charity event that he was, doing some work with. And of course, everybody knows Oprah's bank account is long, because she was saying, it's not like before when you're just making it. When she was in Chicago, like making her $30,000, like she's just making it. She's just like this like little anchor. Now she's got long money, and of course everybody knows. So now here everybody comes. She said people would literally be like knocking on her door in Chicago, telling the sob stories, and she would give them money because she couldn't say no. It was just like, oh my God, they're gonna think, oh my God, Oprah, she's so mean. So she said Stevie Wonder rang up one day and was asking about some charity thing and wanted her either to speak and donate. Money was involved. And she decided she was going to try this. She said no, she wasn't going to be involved. And I don't think she gave like a big, huge explanation. She said she like kind of held her breath and waited to hear him say like, oh, I can't believe that I'm never speaking to you again. He was just like, okay, cool, no worries, all right. And then they moved on to the conversation. And in that moment, the eureka for Oprah was like, wow, I could say no and the people still like me. So hear this now, this morning, this word for you. You can say no and the people can still like you. And Bonita, you said it the best. It's because we don't trust ourselves. And if you think about it, it is your mind, your brain that doesn't trust you, right? Because our brain, our mind rules the entire body. So why is your mind leery of you? Why is your mind giving you the side eye? Because we don't stand in integrity with our word. So I'm in, good morning, beautiful Dora. Yes, I love. Good morning, Khadija. I so love Khadija. I love when you come on. So I get to do the, I practice that. Good morning, Khadija. I love it. Oh my gosh. Exactly. Really allowing yourself to say no is so liberating, because here's the thing. And this is just like, you know, when you have like a sieve, Melody will know, but shout out to all my Jamaicans, they'll know. When you put, whether it's flour or it's whatever, and you shake it, and the flour and the sugar come through at the bottom, and whatever other particle or dirt or unknown material stays in here. So these are the things that weren't supposed to be down there in the first place. That's what happens when you stand in your truth. When you say, you know what, no, I'm not going to be able to speak at that event, and they hate on you. They don't tag your posts anymore. They don't love or like your posts on Facebook. Nobody's trying to give you any hearts on Instagram. That's the sieve letting you know, oh, that wasn't really a true friend connection anyway. Take it out. Because we have to understand that people are busy. People have commitments. People have things that are happening well before we come along with our event, with our launch, with our whatever, right? Even there's just literally just this morning, I opened my email and one of my colleagues is inviting me to co-host a room on Clubhouse with him. My calendar is chock full today. And he's tried to have me do that at least 3 different times. I think I was only able to do it with him once so far. But he understands, right? We're all busy. So he doesn't take it personally. It's like, catch me on another time. See if we can make it work. So when somebody gives you the cold shoulder, they don't talk to you anymore because you didn't want to, couldn't, whatever, make it to their event, their webinar, their Zoom call, their whatever, and they start hating on you. That was never a friend to begin with. That was never a real colleague to begin with. And so the sieve makes that presence be known. So it was no big loss because they weren't really for you. They weren't riding and dying for you in the first place. I mean, I have friends and colleagues that I haven't spoken to in years, but we get on the phone. It's like, it would be like, it was just yesterday. And those are the connections that you want to really build up. Shout out to Sherry Chambers. Sherry is now head of marketing over at TikTok. Sherry and I used to work in advertising way back in the day in New York City. And I remember once, and this is our little thing together. We were working on the Adopt US Kids campaign. And one afternoon, a bunch of us were just like, oh, we need a break. We went over to some pub and had a medium burger with fries and a Chardonnay, just being crazy and fabulous because, we could. And years, right? So she's gone on to do wonderful, brilliant things in the industry. And we would connect on social media every now and again. And that would be always our little thing oh my God, when are we going to have a burger and a Chard? And I just recently connected with her again and said the same thing. And years, I'm not mad. She's not mad. We're both busy, right? Orbiting our own universes. And when we collide, it's going to be magnificent, but you can't hold the people hostage. And don't let anybody hold you hostage. More importantly, don't let anybody hold you hostage. If people don't respect you, say no. What part of the Oh, Sassy Dora in the house. She said, what part of the no didn't you understand? The N or the O? I love that. Awesome. Good morning. Good morning, lovely. Thanks for joining. Yes. Isn't that great though? That's what it is, because we don't have time to babysit. Right? We don't have to. There's a lot of world changing things that we get to do. Shout out to all of my containers, all of my leaders know when I reframe my languaging. There's a lot of things we get to do. And we don't have time. Ain't nobody got time for spoiled, bratty, victim, oh, woe's me friends in our lives. Just not going to happen. Oh, I love that. Exactly. No, I'm loving it. Yes, the Civ reveals who they are. Good morning, beautiful angel. Thank you for joining. Love it. So when you hear from the Sisterhood and what they're saying, giving you a little bit of encouragement. So Maria Simone, she says, the more clear, she's a transformational business and funding strategist, speaker, and author. The more clear we become about what we want to accomplish, the people we attract, and the life we want to live, the easier it can be. It's the lack of choosing, that living by default. Wow. And dealing with whatever shows up that creates chaos and let me read that again, because this is too good. The more clear we become about what we want to accomplish, the people we want to attract, and the life we want to live, the easier it can become. It is the lack of choosing, that living by default, and dealing with whatever shows up that creates chaos and disappointment. Allow your heart and soul to share truth and see what shows up. Commit to allowing and stop denying yourself the very things you want simply because they don't seem logical or others are telling you there's no way. There's always a way. Listen, that's a word for me this morning. And shout out to all my leaders. You know, my VSP is ridiculous. My VSP is bananas. But you hear what, I just took this from her this morning. Commit to the allowing and stop denying yourself the very things you want simply because they don't seem logical, right? And others are telling you there's no way. I've had already 2-3 people tell me my VSP is no way. There's always a way. Amen. So we just have to move on and keep believing. So here's some work for us. This will be homework. So this is the ask yourself section. So it says, use your journal as you go through the section. Remember in the show open, I always tell you, grab a journal because, there's always brilliance dropping down in this show for sure, right? let's see what Amber says. Not every good thing is a good thing. We have to have discernment on which things we are supposed to do. Amen. So use your journal as you go through this section to identify your action steps, trigger your aha moments, and create your plan for achieving success. So here we go. Can you think of a time when you were lost in indecision or procrastinated? So you're going to be doing this journal work, but right now, if that relates to you, just type me. Have you ever, anybody here in the studio with me, can you think of a time when you were lost in indecision or procrastinated? If that's you, go ahead and put me. Yeah, we're just speaking truth. Yep, absolutely. Yep, Juliet says me. Bonita says me. I'm putting my hand up to me. Khadija says me. Dora me. Deb me. Brett. Yep. It's universal. How did you deal with it? So when we're procrastinating, like, so for me, last night even, I was supposed to be, what was I supposed to be doing last night? I was supposed to be finishing my word to myself, and I was procrastinating on writing an email because I was like, should I send this or should I wait till I finish this part of the program? I don't want to send the email twice. So I was like dilly-dallying, procrastinating. So what I end up doing, like, so creativity for me, that's my superpower. So instead of sort out the email strategy on what I'm going to be sending, you know what I did? I created and edited a video for my leadership team. And I was just like, look at you. See, this is how you like avoid and deflect. Like, go cut a video. But it was so good. It was total team building. And I'm gonna claim it as not that bad. But what did you do? So for you, when you find yourself dilly-dallying, when you find yourself kind of circling the drain, what did you do? How did you deal with it? So now they offer us some steps that may help you conquer procrastination. So number 1, set clear, definitive goals. Clear, definitive goal means it's specific. It's not, oh, I want to feel good. That's too general. It's measurable. How do you measure feel good? Right now on the pain scale, my pain level is a 10. And I want my pain level to be a 2, right? It can be measured. Achievable, that it is not something that is so far afield that it would just take a miracle from God himself to make it happen. That it's something that is within the realm of possibility. Like we say in our leadership, it's stretchy yet attainable. So I always listen, because I'm just extra like that. I like to push even more, because listen, God is my wingman. So I have unfair advantage. So I push even more because I know God's got me. Realistic. Again, a little subjectivity there, but an unrealistic goal would be like, if it's today and I say I'm a size 12, tomorrow I want to be a size 4. Unrealistic. Right? Time bound. By when? So some of us in the studio, again, in our leadership, we're working with a June 3rd, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Like, it's that specific, a date, goal time. Don't just say, one day in the sweet by and by, I'm going to fix my inventory. Brenda. One day in the sweet by and by, I'm going to have a showing with all of my clients who've had amazing results with my product. It is not one day in the sweet by and by. We need a date and we need a time, right? Melody says, once I realized that I was doing what I was doing, call myself, needed to things and do the things that you needed to do. Good. At least you have the recognition. I make an answer and an A, tell me what this is. Is that supposed to be a question? An A and list? Good morning, beautiful Jessica Amparo. Love it. So that's number one, SMART goals. That's what it's called. You can look it up. Google knows all about SMART goals. You can see there are charts that you can just print, etc. And then each thing that you're working on, you assign specific. If it's to release weight, release 10 pounds of body fat by July 4th, right? You want to like walk into celebration, independence, looking like super fly. You can say that as a goal, and it's time bound and specific. Next, number two, share. Share your goals with your family and friends. It will make your goals more real. So sometimes we do the opposite. We're like, oh my gosh, when am I going to tell anybody about this? Because just in case this sucker doesn't go down, we're not going to look crazy in the streets. No, you're going to tell people. You're going to tell people. So friends and family. And listen, this is why we have the tribe, right? This is why we have Savvy Branders Tribe. This is why we have the accelerators for those who are members of the accelerator, because we are the yes and people, right? You're like, oh, I want to see if I can get Lisa Nichols on my Speak Up Sis. Yes, and I actually messaged her in my LinkedIn, so I have a contact if you want it. Those are the people we hang out. We are the yes and people. So you want to be careful about who you share, but you want to be careful who you're sharing it with. Make sure you have yes and people in your crew. And if you're not in the Savvy Branders Tribe, I encourage you to go ahead and do that. Just search the Savvy Branders Tribe and get in. So third, eliminate distractions that may keep you from focusing on your goals. What's been distracting you? Sometimes it could be that the goal is like you're eating too much at once. You know what I'm saying? So instead of like a full steak, maybe you have it sliced up and you have it as a steak salad instead of trying to like cut a big cowboy steak. You're still eating the steak, but you're doing it in increments, doing it in small segments. Because sometimes what we do is we put this should, and what do I say? Stop shitting all over yourself. Okay? So you do unto you what is good for you. As long as you are making forward progress, as long as you are in momentum, nobody needs to say a word to you. You're doing it on your own time. The tortoise and the hare, how many people know that story? Right? Absolutely, Amber. And it holds you accountable. See, that's what we do in Accelerator. That's part of the program, is every Monday we declare goals and we hold each other accountable, saying, how are you doing? Come back and share. Let me know what's going on. Because even while they're teeny tiny little goals, it's a win. When one of the accelerators says, oh, I'm going to like work on my ebook, that declarative statement then puts them in momentum. They know I've seen it. So now I'm checking in. How are you doing on that? What's going on with that? Where's your email that does the follow-up for that? All of those things are really important. So eliminate the distractions. It could be you literally shift yourself from your home to another location. Obviously now in the season of COVID, we're much more careful with that, but you could go to a place where nobody knows your name. Because don't you know, sometimes I'll say to my husband, just, you don't see me. Pretend I'm not even here. Because they can't help it, right? It's like, pretend you don't even see me. I'm not even here. And just, right? Literally, I keep my door closed, and I told him, I said, you know what next I'm going to get? I'm going to get an on-air sign for out the door. Don't be knocking. Don't touch my door. Don't knock it. Don't open it. Nothing. Just walk on by. Because you have to do whatever you need to do to get your things done. So eliminate the distractions. Focus on the goals. Recognize your bad habits. That's number 4. Maybe you start thinking about answering emails or wanting to get something to drink. These are signs that you are starting to procrastinate. Recognize them and stop yourself. So the minute you sit down to do your goal, all of a sudden now you're like the hungriest in the world. It's like you haven't had food for days. It's like, oh, I feel peckish. I need some. That's the procrastination. And so you just recognize it and say, okay, I see you. But this is where, when I was talking to you before about why we don't trust ourselves, I think Bonita said it, and that our brain doesn't trust us because we don't keep our word to ourselves. So if you have a constant habit, and I want you guys to be totally honest with yourself on this, if you have a constant habit of saying you're going to do things and then you don't do them, and I'm talking about little things. So this is where it gets you, because you think we're talking about, oh, you had a client meeting and you didn't show up. No, but did you say you were going to do your plank this morning and you didn't do them? Did you say you were going to call your mom this morning and you didn't do it? Did you say that you were going to water the plants and you didn't do it? Did you say that you were going to clear out your filing system and you didn't do it? Did you say you were going to season the chicken and you didn't do it? It's these little things. Here is what I need you to understand about the brain. The human brain, it's like it's the biggest library in the world. It records everything it sees, feels, hears, all the experiences. So when you have a memory, that's because from your prefrontal cortex, right? It recalls, oh yeah, here's a file on that, 16 years ago, that when that song played, and that was that cheating ex of yours. So that's why we feel down now. You're like, where did that come from? Because it stays in the brain. Whether you can immediately access it or not is not important. Please understand and know that everything is in there. So your brain is keeping a record. It remembers when you said, you know what, I'm going to plant, like I have two oh my gosh, what is that plant called? Oh, I forget the name. That I put in a little bucket in the backyard saying, okay, I'm going to transplant these. Please understand that's been like 2 months now. They still leaned up like this in the bucket. Thank God for rain, because otherwise they'd be dead. Your brain remembers that. It's like, oh, that's the same chick that said she's going to plant those plants, and we see those plants still leaned up in the back of the backyard. So when she says, oh, she's going to don't trust her. Don't fall into formation for her, because she doesn't keep her word. That's what's happening. When you don't do the little things, your brain remembers. It's recorded. It's keeping a file. It's keeping a record. So when something bigger comes up and you have that self-doubt, like, ooh, that's because your brain's talking. It's like, oh, now you think you're going to do something? Now you're going to show up bigger when you couldn't season the chicken, just simple chicken. You couldn't season chicken. You didn't call your mom when you said you were going to call. You didn't plant the flowers, and you for sure didn't do the filing system. So now, how now, brown cow? So please, this is what I want to offer to you. This is how you can retrain your brain. Whatever you say you're going to do it. Here's a little training. So if I say here, I'm going to take this lily candle and hold it with my left hand. I just did it. That's training your brain to start to reacquaint with you. I'm going to take my faith cross from the left side of my desk to the right side. Here's my faith cross. And I did it. It might sound crazy. You're like, what in the world? I'm going to take my little popsicle stick. Shout out to all the leaders who knows what this is. And I'm going to put it on this side of my desk. And so on and so forth. I'm going to put this book on top of my head and see if I can balance it. And I did it. It sounds crazy, but what do you have to lose? This is how you retrain your brain. Let's see. Before you start, yeah, that's a good strategy. Before you go, so then you have no excuse of why you need to stop while you're trying to do like the second draft of your book or whatever it might be. Yes, Khadijah. Depletes your energy and leaves you powerless. And listen, and we are power infinite. We are God's masterpiece, his creation. He says we were created just below the angels. We are bad to the bone. And so we need to act like we know that. We need to govern ourselves accordingly. So Let's get into decision making. It doesn't matter whether it's a yes or a no, but you just need to be decided. You need to be decided. I'm going to wrap us with, wait, let me see. Hold on one second. I don't know if I did number 5. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Oh my God, there's like 8. Recognize the bad habits. Okay, don't worry about number 5. Don't worry about perfection. Just get started. Just get started. What is something that you need to make a decision on right now? Just get started. Break the tasks into smaller ones. So this is what I was talking about, the cowboy steak versus having a steak salad. It's still steak, but you've just cut it up. And create little wins along the way and celebrate achieving them. So if you had the filing system to be done and maybe you did half of it, celebrate that. Like, make a big deal. Make your brain realize, like, see, I did keep my word to myself. I did half. I'm going to get to the other half, but I'm in momentum, and just simply do it now. So now I want to hear from you guys. What decisions are you needing to make, and what are you going to decide on today? Because that's what the book says. Just decide now. What are you going to move forward on? Think and Grow Rich for Women. Move my hand. Sharon Lecter is the author. Available on Amazon or anywhere books are sold. Okay. Let me hear from you guys. What's a project, a thing that you know you need to get going on? Okay, Khadijah, you're welcome, my love. Okay. Think about one thing that you can literally from this show just say, okay, right, this is the output from me hearing this message, because this is a word from the Lord. Get into completion, get into forward momentum, get into action. Don't let you look around your room and everything's just stalking you. You're like, oh my gosh, I was supposed to reorganize the cupboard. I was supposed to do that. Energetically, it clutters your soul and it gives you agita. It's no good. Okay, so Khadijah says she is committed to getting up and getting out of bed by 4:30 a.m. Khadijah, what are you going to do? What time do you get out of bed right now? Yeah, Angel, you are not unique, my love. It's the completing it. It's the curse of the entrepreneurs, if you want to say that. We have loads of brilliant ideas. And then we go, oh, here. Oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? But hear what I'm saying to you. Your brain is keeping a record. It is building a case either against you or for you. Your brain is the most powerful machine known to this universe. Do not have your brain working against you. You want it on your side to say, yep, Angel just put down a big, huge, hairy, scary, audacious goal. But you know what? Let's check the files. Look, she's in full completion. Even when she says she's going to take out the trash at 4, look at that. She's in full completion. We get to decide. So decide. I do this all the time because it's so important for you to get this. When you break down the root word decide, the root word is icide, which means death. So homicide, somebody killed somebody. Suicide, somebody killed themselves. Pesticide, somebody killed some pests. Decide, you have killed off all other options. There is no other option, no other choices. I have decided I am going to do X, Y, and Z. It is decided. It is done. It's not oh, I'm not sure. There's no wishy-washiness when you decide, because you have killed off all other options. You are moving forward, even though nevertheless. So once you decide, Angel, the reason it's not completed is because you haven't really decided, right? What did we just first in one of the opening sister mastermind quotes, right? It's this idea of it's the lack of choosing, that living by default and dealing with whatever comes up that creates chaos and disappointment. When we just live by default, oh, if it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. Okay, we'll move on to the next thing. That's by default. It's like, nope, we're holding the line. This filing system will get done by 4:00 today. That's it, done, decision, and it will get done. So you haven't been in decision mode. You've been in default mode. We'll see what happens. Once you decide in your mind and your soul, your entire cellular being moves into action if you get decided. So sometimes we thinking about something and deciding are the same. It's not. Deciding means there are no other options. There's no put it off. There's no give it to this person to finish. I've decided this is how it's going to be done. I'm doing it. It's being done by 4:00 today, and it's done. So we have to just get into a full understanding of that. Okay, Juliet says, finish your presentation, put it together for the 20th. I will finish by the 15th. Wonderful. Are you decided, or are you thinking, yeah, it would be nice? So there's an energy that comes with the deciding. There is full energy that comes with the deciding, that you actually get up, that you actually play your fight song, right? Like what I did yesterday. You play your fight song that's going to keep you locked onto that track no matter what. Doris says, piano lessons. I need to do my practice and stop making my... Yes, ma'am. Commit and decide. Commit, decide, do. It's such a beautiful feeling when you're just in forward momentum. It's just like it's happening. This is what's going down. Love it, Dora. I stand with you on that. Good morning, Facebook user. Click on the link and let StreamYard get your name, please. Don't have a specific time, and that's the issue. Okay, got it. So before, again, I love this. Khadija was doing wake up by default. Whenever the sun hits her, whenever she feels like she's going to get up, she's going to get up. I set my alarm. Before, I was like that too, Khadija. I was just wishy-washy, willy-nilly, whatever. Let's see what the day brings. And do you see that 6 a.m. one? That is with highlight with the green. That's when I get up. Before, maybe I would make it out of bed by 8:30. And just shifting and deciding that it doesn't matter what's going on the night before. Go to sleep then, because you're getting up at 6. You tired? Oh, well, get some coffee, get another coffee. You're getting up at 6. I've decided, because that's my time to commune with God. That's my time to do my meditation. That's my time to do my journaling. That's my time to get an intention on my VSP. That's my time to get down on my knees and praise and give God thanks that it is all done. And I don't want to be butting up against, now I have to do my mastermind at 9:00. Then I got to get ready for the show. And then now I'm in chaos. We're going to easy and relax. And I said, you know what? 6 a.m. We're going to do 6 a.m. So brilliant, Khadija. I support you on that. All right. Let's see. Angel says, I'm going to complete every day of the March. Oh, Angel, thank you. And I want to offer you up some maybe inspiration ideas or whatever. So you keep hearing me refer to leadership. A couple of the ladies on here are in this leadership training that I've been doing. We've been doing this since February. And we're in this portion now called practice. But before we were in breakthrough, I wouldn't go to bed until 3:30 in the morning, because by the time we were done, and then we had homework and I had to decide, do I want to just get the homework done now, or do I want to like get up early and try to do homework in the morning? So I made the decision, I'm going to get the homework done at night, but it's really now in the early morning. But I also tell you that I'm in a year-long mastermind program, you know, the Million Elite Mindset. We meet at 9 a.m. every day, Saturday, Sunday, holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, it don't matter. 9 a.m. every single day. One of the requirements that I've set for myself is that I'm going to play full out with this program. And so there's a morning commitments that you do, and then you come back on, you log on. So it's tracked. You can't just say, oh yeah, I did it. You got to come on and put your stuff in. Did you, and the nightly bit is, did you keep your word to yourself? So you said in the morning what you're going to do. The nightly thing, did you do it? You got to come in. So before I can do that, three of my things were read my Bible, journal my gratitude, and set my business intentions. I can't go on and click none of their stuff until I do that. So at 3:30 in the morning, I'm sitting here at my desk, reading my Bible, doing my journaling, setting my business intent, and then going on and saying, yes, I'm in completion. So I offer that to you, Angel, as inspiration, that once you give your word, like this whole elite mind has just given me like a new appreciation of what it means to be in integrity with your word. And your life will become magical when you do that. So it didn't matter to me that it was listen, I would have got a hall pass, but it's my responsibility as a grown adult to set my schedule and make it work. And so I chose to do homework at night. That doesn't mean my other commitment goes out the window. We have to make it work, and I made it work, and that's what I want to offer up to you. So kudos to you for making that decision. Okay, Jessica says she could never get up early before because her baby Jade gets up and super late. She's not doing her work until the wee hours of the morning, needed to get to bed early. It's a tough one. Listen, Jessica, I was a night owl. You know, I joke all the time and I say, nobody could ever accuse me in court of being a morning person. Not me. So that's a story that you tell yourself, because there are plenty women, there are plenty moms who, in fact, the other year-long mastermind program that I'm in, she's a mom, wife, and she's got a 5-year-old. She gets up at 4:30. She runs a multi-million-dollar company. So I want us to push ourselves, because remember what I said to you, we were created just below the angels. That means we have power infinite onto ourselves. If there is a will, there is a way. So, but we have to be decided that this thing that we're doing is important enough to figure out the balance. She takes like 5 months off every year. There's a way to do it. There's a way to schedule it, but I don't want you to get locked into excuses, because we can have stories or we can have success, right? We can make reasons or we can get results. Like I like to say, we can make excuses or we can make money, but we can't do both. So think into what are some ways, and this is one thing I want to offer to you. Ask yourself a question. Do not make declarative statements, because when your brain hears a declarative statement, it recognizes, ain't nothing for it to do. You already said what it is. You already said how it's going to go down. The question should be, how am I able? What are the ways that I can still find balance in my life with my 3-year-old, but still get up and have a productive process for sharing my book on social media and connecting with, ask your brain the question. Don't say, oh, I can't because Jade is at, your brain's not going to help you come up with a solution, because you're right. You're the ruler. You just said there's no way. So it's like, okay, I'm chill. There's no way. But if you say, what are the ways that I could make this work? Then your brain goes to work for you. It's like, what? Stand by. It's going to now come with all sorts of ideas. So I encourage you to look into that. Finish by 4 p.m. today. Let me see. Did I miss it? Okay, great. Deb said 3 people emailing more information, checking in with. Brilliant. Here's the thing, guys, that I just want to encourage everybody. You're not going to die. I shared this in my in the accelerator group, and I'll share it with you here. I had reached out to like a big internet influencer to offer my branding masterclass as part of her initial kind of like boot camp program, and she was like, she said no, because they don't really include other people's programs in their things, but it's something that if I wanted to offer to people as a bonus for enrolling in her thing, then I'm free to do that. But she's not going to put it in on like the official roster. And I shared in the accelerator group, I said, guess what? I'm still standing. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't die. She told me no, and I didn't die. You're not going to die. Jesus says you have not because you ask not. It's 50-50. It could have gone either way. She could have said, oh yeah, absolutely. I would not have known if I didn't ask, right? This is somebody who's like verified on Instagram and verified on Twitter. You know, when you're like a big celebrity deal, you have the little check mark thing on your thing. It could have gone either way. You've seen me play before the scene from Dumb and Dumber where she said, it's not looking good for you. He's like, you mean like 1 out of 100? And she's like, nope, it's more like 1 out of 1,000,000. And he's like, so you're saying there's a chance? Because he chose to focus on the one. She didn't say 0 out of 1,000,000. She's like 1 out of 1,000,000. There's a chance. So Jesus says you have not because you ask not. You ask the people and they say no, you're not going to die. Firsthand. Just did it. Didn't die. Yes. Please. Yes. Complete the march. It's so funny too. I noticed that there was one person, which will remain nameless, but I know has such total resistance to video. And I said, it's interesting that this challenge that I'm doing now, this is like an all video challenge. And now she's not feeling well. She can't do it. But because that's that resistance. It is so important for you to raise up and show that you are bigger and mightier than any problem in the land. I need you to call in your inner David. When David saw Goliath, Goliath was a 9-foot uncircumcised Philistine giant, a monster of monsters, a giant of giants. David was a little shepherd boy, right? And his brother tried to call him out his name, talking about, oh, who did you leave your few sheep with? Right? I need you to call in your inner David, because when he saw that beast of a giant of an uncircumcised Philistine, and he heard him defy and defile the name of God, he rose up and said, today, he decided, today, I am going to feed your head to the birds of the air. Even though, nevertheless, even though you're a 9-foot tall giant, beastly beast, nevertheless, today I kill you. Today the birds eat you. Decision made. Decision made with energy, not just, yeah, it would be nice to get my book done. It's like, nope, the chapters are going to be written today, and that you're decided and that you're declared, because otherwise, you know, the little like serpent comes in and it's like, oh, you look so pretty. Why don't you have an apple? You seem hungry. You're pretty, but you're hungry. Have an apple. Next thing you know, you're off watching the news. You're off talking to your girlfriend on the phone. Chapters ain't written yet. We have to put energy behind our decisions. Like my mentor did, one of the things he like literally will say, get up and get up like you're mad and shout. Put energy behind your words. I will not be denied my success. I want everybody to hashtag that. I will not be denied my success. And when you put energy behind that and you put determination behind that and you put swag behind it and you give that a little head roll, whatever you need to do to put energy behind it, like literally like you're saying to somebody, I will not be denied my success. Bring that energy to it. And that is what you need to do. We have to put ourselves to be, and keep your word. Keeping the word it's everything. Thank you, beautiful. That's right. I will not be denied my success. Oh, your VSP is too big. I will not be denied my success. There you go. So in our last moments, make the decision, be decided, get your things, get one thing that you want to bring to completion. I don't care how big or small it is. If it's filing something in your office, Khadijah's going to get up at 4. So Khadijah, you're going to set your alarm. Right now, we're not wishy-washy and we're not like in seeing what happens land. The alarm gets to be set at 4:30 a.m. Jessica, for you, do you know how I ended up at 6? Because I was getting up at 8:30. Then I was like, I'm gonna do 1 more hour because I was in Karen's program and she was like, what's one new habit you could adopt? And I said, you know what, I could try to get up, an hour earlier. So that put me at 7:30. And then I was like, because you know me, I'm just extra like that. I'm like, I can do better. I'm gonna push myself. 6:30. Then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to push myself even more. 6. Because here's the thing, I look at my mentor and I'm like, okay, if you are a ridiculously successful multimillionaire with a family, running just awesome from where you are, and you get up at 4:30, so I just need to model that behavior, because when you see people who are successful and they're doing what you want to do, you get the opportunity to either go get mentorship from them or you get to model their behavior. And I was like, no, I'm 8:30. That's too late. That's way too late, because then everything was like coming and clashing together. My Bible reading was clashing in with the journaling. I was like, oh my God, I got to put this down and get into it's too late. I want to be woo-saw when I go in front of God. I'm going to be rushing through those scriptures. So 6 o'clock is good. And wait, who knows? I may push it to 5:30. You just never know, because I'm in energy completion mode. I am so committed to making 2021 be the year of the rebirth, the new growth. I told you this, guys, before. 2020 was a control burn. You know, when you're in the forest fire and they do a control burn off, that's what 2020 felt like. Like so much shit was burning. But now here comes 2021, right? Spring, the new birth, the new growth. Be in decision-making. Be in decision-making. Be in decision-making. Declare, I see you, Khadijah. I stand. I recognize it. I witness you. Be in decision-making. Yes, look, already, she's not even off the show yet. The alarm has already been set. Be in decision-making. So guys, I'm going to wrap us. I'm going to give you a few things. Let me just make sure I can find these. Okay. If you're not a tribe member, go to Facebook, search for the Savvy Branders Tribe group, request to join, adherence to the group rules, and an email is required for access. Go ahead and get on in. If you are not a member of the Brand Accelerator online course and accountability program, this is where I work with the clients. It's me in the group with them. We do monthly challenges. You heard everybody talking about March Madness. March Madness is on fire. Goal settings every Monday. We do monthly Q&A, and we do daily check-ins in terms of what people are looking for. So if that is you and you are like, I need to come closer to the campfire, I need this kind of help and support, get in the accelerator program. It's a one-time, and this is so insane to me. It's a one-time $97 payment for lifetime access, not just to the course, to me. So you get the course, but you also are in the lounge. And as long as I breathe and you breathe, you're in. You're grandfathered in. When the 10,000 codes at AppSumo are sold out, this program will not be sold for $97. So if you even have a small inkling of wanting to get in, the time, see, this is a decision point. This is a decision point right here, right now. Am I going to let $97 be a decision point for me to hem and haw or not? The choice is yours. I will just keep saying it until all the codes are done, because then I don't want anybody to say, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I didn't know, because it's not going to come back. The 97, that's a joke. Like, I literally had a strategy session yesterday, one of my coaches, and he was like, yeah, that's craziness that you're doing. That's madness that you're doing. So you need to stop it. Can't stop it now. It's already going. But know that the people who know are like, what in the world? You are giving away. It's not even, it's like a steal. So be decisive if you want support. And obviously, for those of us in the leadership, you can't get this until we're done on June 3rd. Want to be in compliance. But for everybody else, you can absolutely go click. If you type in right now, if you comment accelerator, you will get a message in your Facebook Messenger, and it'll give you the link and you can check it out. There's really nothing. I have bought thousands of dollars of stuff that I haven't even opened yet. This is how much, like, when I'm telling you I'm coaching myself, because I'm often sometimes ahead of my skis and not in completion mode. I've bought programs I haven't even cracked open yet for way more than this. So for $97, it really isn't. Who is this that says this is so not fair? I don't know. Type your name so I know. Oh, okay. So Juliet, it's accelerator. Let me show you the spelling again. So do this and let me know if you type exactly what you see there, and let me know if it doesn't. Message me, Juliet, today, because I know you and I had talked about this on a couple shows ago. I want to make sure, if you want in, I want to make sure you get in. Oh, it's Delita. I know. Let's just be an intention that the 10,000 codes are not going to be sold out by June. I love it. I love it. I love it. Sylvia, okay, great. That's perfect. Let me know if you received anything in your Facebook Messenger that says, here's the information. Yeah, no. So I can't see your name. So what you're going to need to do is, like, exit out, leave the live. And then when you look at the video, but not in it, it'll say, I'm going live using StreamYard. Click the link and give StreamYard permission to use your name. All right, beautiful. So let's get those action steps. Let's get those things into completion. Michelle, my love, I so adore you. Thank you. So were you typing accelerator because you wanted, so just type the word accelerator again by itself. They're just going to make sure that it picks that up, and we'll get you in straight away. So yeah, we're almost wrapped on Q1. We're moving into the second quarter. We need to be about the business of being about the business. That there's no time to dilly-dallies. This is Women's History Month. It's time for us to be so clear on what it is that we're doing. So I want to be able to support you. So get into the accelerator, comment below accelerator, ACCELERATOR. I love you guys so much. Be well. We're 4 minutes over. We're going to pull it together. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.